talking all things KC with our 50-50 elected mayor, Mayor Quinton Lucas. You've described KCPD as colonial, anti-black, and anti-immigrant. Now, that's coming from the mayor of the city, okay? So for black, brown, and immigrant Kansas Citians who hear that, the question becomes simple. How are they supposed to trust a department that you yourself have raised concerns about? And when you personally interact with KCPD, do you feel confident in that system, or do you share some of the same concerns that your residents are expressing?
Look, the system is fundamentally broken. It is fundamentally colonial, and it is fundamentally anti-black voices, immigrant voices, Latino voices. I respect our officers. Let me just get it straight. I respect our officers. I respect a lot of the people who work there. But when you don't give the people of Kansas City the right to have a voice in the same way that the people of Green Valley or Grandview or anywhere else around have a chance to run their own department, control its own destiny, that's a problem. And part of the reason I use that language isn't to diss anybody. In fact, I have great relationships and great respect for almost every police officer I run into. And I think most of them recognize we want and deserve a voice. Why shouldn't we? Why is it that in the state of Missouri, the cities that have a lot of black people, the most, Kansas City and St. Louis, don't have an opportunity to control their destiny on one of the issues that's most important to us? We want to be safe. We want to see violence prevention. We want to make sure we can control the destiny in our community and make things better. And instead, we have boards that are appointed by largely the governor of Missouri. So that is why I share that. What I say to people is the way we make a difference is through our voices. I speak because I look to make a difference rather than just shrugging my shoulders and saying that's just the way it is and we're going to deal with it. And so I encourage anybody to share the truth that we deserve local control of our department, to share the truth that we should be able to have a voice in making a difference. Because frankly, we can't continue to have things like we did last night. 3 homicides in Southeast Kansas City, 2 of them juveniles, all those sorts of issues again and again. This system is not working. It's not working for our people. And that's why I'll continue to speak.
Mayor Q, before we move forward, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the passing of Carrie Stapleton.
Yeah.
So many people have been speaking on how she poured into others, mentored young professionals, and even helped shape Kansas City in a real way. Now, I know you shared your thoughts online. Could you talk a little bit more about her legacy and what she meant to you and to the city?
You know, every now and then you can't find that perfect picture that sums up somebody. But I found a few days ago an old campaign picture where it was Carrie Stapleton, who was not in her 20s, sitting with a bunch of my campaign people in their 20s, basically just training them. Carrie worked her tail off. She was volunteering. She had no reason to be there, but she wanted to make sure that this young brother, I got elected mayor at 34. She wanted to make sure that I had the advice. I managed to not act a fool too much, that I had the support, and she did that for people all around our community. Carrie was this just incredible, caring heart who just cared. And I got on her Facebook the other day just to see right after she passed. She mainly posted about Jesus, shirtless pictures of Michael B. Jordan, talked about Kansas City, talked about being out of Southeast High School and her mom and dad. She was a real person. She was a good woman. And, our city's going to miss having a great black entrepreneur, a woman who's been making a difference in this community since the 80s. We're going to miss her a lot.
We are talking all things Kansas City with our 50-50 elected mayor, Mayor Quinton Lucas. Now, Louisiana has advanced one of the cruelest anti-homeless bills in the country, Mayor Lucas. It will force homeless people to choose between jail and involuntary treatment, make them pay for it, and if they can't pay, force them to perform unpaid labor. That sounds like modern-day slavery to me. At the same time, Kansas City is increasing funding and trying a different approach focused on housing and services. From your perspective, Mayor Lucas, how do you make sure Kansas City doesn't drift toward policies that punish people for being unhoused? And what does a humane, effective response actually look like here on the ground for our most vulnerable residents?
Yeah, let me be simple to you because many of us have experienced this, even if one has not experienced homelessness. Any of y'all listening ever been broke? If you've been broke, you just got to survive. And you know what? I still talk to my family sometimes. My mom be like, look, we was just going to make it somehow. So you can throw a homeless person in jail 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 times. Indeed, some of them have been in jail that many times. If they don't have anywhere to go, what are they going to do? They're going to come right back on the street. They're going to live the same way they were living before. So you can come up with every draconian, punitive law in the world imaginable. And I understand sometimes you want to have things that you can move people along. I know you want to make sure you do that, push people into the housing opportunities that exist. But if you do not have solutions for them, you are not solving the problem long term. And so for state legislators who pass every crazy law known to man, and every rule that says, yeah, we're going to punish you, we'll do this, that, and the other, it's not going to make a difference. If you still have people with nowhere to live, if you still have ways that people can't get health care, particularly mental health care, substance abuse treatment, you're going to just be pushing around the same thing again and again. And so that's why Kansas City is trying to be more active with getting people a place to live. Don't get me wrong, we do move encampments along. I'll admit that as much as anybody. But our goal ultimately is focusing on services first, rather than just saying, good luck to y'all. I'm going to throw you in jail for a while and make it harder for you to survive.
Mayor Lucas, we appreciate your time, man. On this 420, we just gonna call you Loud Pack Lucas. You care to shout out your favorite dispensary today?
Oh man, I'm getting so much trouble. I just love the planet Earth, man. Hope y'all do too. Be good to our environment today, and don't smoke around kids. All right, leave
Please.
those parks,
Don't do that,
leave
y'all.
those playgrounds alone.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor Lucas. Have a good one. Be a blessing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.